94.3 The Dude is very grateful to our men and women in uniform. We're proud to recognize local members of our military by turning the spotlight on them right now in our Soldier Salute.
Welcome to the Soldier Salute. I'm your host, United States Marine Corps veteran Ethan Stitch Gardner, and today I have United States Army recruiter for the Lexington Recruiting Station, Staff Sergeant Christopher Carrington. Staff Sergeant, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your service. 15 years in the United States Army as of April 1st. Congratulations. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your road to the United States Army.
Thank you, Ethan. I joined out of Miami. I'm originally from Houston, Texas, enlisted out of Miami, Florida. Joined in 2005. I've been deployed twice to Iraq, been stationed like at least 4 different places. The best place I've been stationed at, I wish I could go back, is Hawaii, Scofield Barracks.
Poor guy. I don't feel bad for you Hawaii guys. I really don't. I mean, living in paradise. You told me earlier that you got stationed in Fort Sill, Oklahoma like 3 or 4 times.
Did basic and AIT at Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Did my first deployment. After my first deployment, I came back to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, to Korea. Came back to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. And after Fort Sill, I went to Hawaii. I did my second deployment from Hawaii. After Hawaii, I came back to Fort Sill, Oklahoma. I went to Camp Casey, Korea, and then landed me here in good old South Carolina.
Staff Sergeant, do you ever want to go back to Fort Sill, Oklahoma?
Actually, it grown on me, so yes, I am. I hate to say, I'm from Texas, but Oklahoma got to me, so I'm kind of a OU fan now.
Your second deployment to Iraq, Camp Liberty, Iraq in 2011, you had a 6-month-old daughter. You deployed and you came back and she was over a year old. A lot of our military members, they go through this hard transition of coming home and catching up on life that they missed out. Tell me about the difficulties that came out of this situation.
Well, the difficulty was definitely, leaving. You just have a newborn, you spend as much as you can time with them, and then all of a sudden you have to leave. Of course, we still had the time we had Skype. So, we were calling. I was always calling, checking on her, see how she doing. But at the same time, as a soldier, you have a job to do. You have to perform, So as long as you're performing your job, you know what you're doing. It also shows the fact that, your family is being taken care of. So, you do your job, your family's taken care of you. It kind of minimizes, distraction in your mind sometimes.
You were a 13 Juliet fire direction control in the artillery field. Everybody knows artillery, the big guns, right? The good stuff. However, you did many different jobs in the artillery field. Tell me about all the jobs that you are able to do and are capable of doing in this huge field.
Being a fire direction control, I worked in different levels, from the ground level to working with the cannons, shooting rockets, to the intel part, to planning out locations and moving pieces on the battlefield, to overseeing a lot. You wear many hats. You just don't work that MOS. That's the thing about the Army, you don't, just because you're an infantryman doesn't mean you're going to do infantry stuff the whole time. You can work different fields, you can do different jobs in there.
They call artillery the kings of battle. It sounds like being the kings of battle is a little bit more complicated than just setting up a gun and starting to shoot rounds downrange.
It is a lot of work you got to do. There's a lot of trajectory, a lot of math, a lot of work that you got to put in to actually get the precision strike that you want. And of course, being king of battle, call for us before you go to anything else. They will call for the king first.
Staff Sergeant, thanks so much for being on the call-in with me today. Thank you so much for your service. 15 years in the United States Army. You went to boot camp, then to AIT at the infamous Fort Sill, Oklahoma. When you were done with AIT, they put you on a plane immediately to Camp Taji, Iraq in 2005. Already a big change in your life, right? Going from AIT, that young kid, going off to war minutes after you graduate, and then you get off the plane and you immediately take contact from the enemy. Tell me about that, and tell me what the thoughts in your head were coming off that plane.
It wasn't too real until I got on the plane now, coming off of C-130. We're flying. That's when it really hits you, like, oh wow, I'm really going to Iraq. In the C-130, we were about to land. All we get told we're coming off. You hear like a couple shots that hit the plane. They're telling you to run for the bunkers. And then a couple of rockets came in, so we're just darting for the bunkers right now, and then waiting for the all clear. It's like a normal thing for these guys, because it happens, and then the plane just takes off and goes.
when you're sprinting for that bunker? I mean, what's going through your head?
I was making sure I didn't drop none of my stuff. Just darting, having him hold my bag, just darting for it. I was like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Did I drop something? Okay, I'm good.
Was day one in Iraq a good tempo setter for the rest of the deployment there?
Oh, it most definitely was, especially with that heat. It was something I never experienced before. It got hot.
Tell me about your job over in Lexington as a U.S. Army recruiter and how it's going and who you're looking for the United States Army.
I've been recruited for a year and a half now, or maybe a couple more now. I enjoy the fact that I get to give someone or tell someone the story of what the Army done for me. Tell my experience. The Army had changed throughout its time, and it's only getting better. For the recruits that we're looking for, it's all about that mindset of becoming a soldier. It's very difficult to get in. Not everybody can join, but the one that can make it through, they have to have that mindset that they're about to become a soldier for the United States Army. So we go out there, I talk to a lot of people. Of course, no one really wants to join. Everybody's turned away, but then, you start showing them and telling them the experience and what has the Army done for you. And, everybody got a background to the story from everybody that joins, and it changes you and make you a better person. But, you try to tell them, and you tell that point, like, hey, this is what the Army does for me, and this is what it can do for you. If you have that mindset of becoming a soldier, then that's what we're looking for. As of right now, if they're listening, they want to join us, a couple ways you can reach us. One, you can reach me at 803-369-4224. My boss, our First Class Pearson, we're the only two right now that's working at a station in Lexington. We're doing phone interview or we're doing a FaceTime interview, and we just sit there, we talk. We could talk off Facebook, we talk off Instagram, we do telephone calls and send out texts and emails. We'll find ways to get out there and reach out people. And if anybody tries to reach us, there's ways you can find us on Facebook.
In 2017, you were deployed to South Korea. Now, in 2017, North Korea was firing rockets off into the ocean, showing the world how big and bad they thought they were. And your unit actually got an order down from the White House to do something pretty impressive. Tell me a little bit about it.
Pretty much a big history part because we shot the first rocket out of South Korea. It's something that hasn't been done in a long time. We were pretty amped for it, It was just to show that, hey, we want to see what we can do, and then bam, we shot our rocket. That's crazy.
Did the rockets cease after that show of force?
It did not. It went on maybe a couple more times. You only did it once. The South Korean Army took over and did their part.
When the momentum, the firing of the rockets didn't stop, what were the thoughts going on at the unit after you did this show of force, but the rockets didn't stop coming out of North Korea?
We're just standby, just waiting for the next order. Like, what's next? Are we doing ours? Or are we just standing here? Or if we were just waiting for the next order.
What is it? A surprise that they kept doing what they were doing?
It kind of was. Yeah, in a way we kind of expected it, but at the same time it was like, oh really? They still want to keep going.
You've been stationed everywhere from Hawaii to Iraq to Korea. The Army has taken you all over the world. What are your hopes and dreams for the next 5 years in the United States Army?
As much as I can, hopefully I become a full-time recruiter. Do my best to provide our Army with the soldiers that they're looking for. And of course, in 5 years, hopefully retired and, enjoy the rest of my time.
What are the expectations of retirement? Is it going to be a cushy, laid-back time, or are you going to go back to work?
I want to be a cushy, relaxed time. Finally get to relax and get to see, watch my daughter grow up. That's the main thing I want to see.
Thanks for joining us in our Soldier Salute, presented by Little Pig's Barbecue, serving Columbia since 1963 with that bodacious buffet. And Palmetto State Armory, American made for life. And Franklin Equipment, rent, buy, rely. And Atkins Law Firm Workers' Comp Attorneys, who you hire matters.